I see it.
You're live.
All right, we are live and recorded. I will call the December meeting of the Bartholomew County Council to order. We will begin with the invocation and pledge by Marcus.
Pray together. Our Father in heaven, we are thankful for this day that you have graced us with and the opportunity to come together here for the benefit of this community and county that we have the honor of representing in this financial capacity. So we pray your blessing on us as a council, as individuals, and all of our other county officials. In this season, Lord, we're reminded of the gifts that we receive and share, and we're reminded of the greatest gifts you have given us. So we thank you for those gifts that we're able to share with one another and the gifts that you share with us through your Son. And so now, Lord, we pray that you will bless our time together here, that what we do will be pleasing in thy sight, and that we'll seek to then go into our communities and continue service in your name. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Join with me. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Our first order of business is approving the meeting minutes for October 13th, 2025, as well as the budget hearing minutes.
Madam President, I move to approve the minutes of October 13. I believe that there were some corrections and they were
Yes.
made already.
Yep,
So I approve them as corrected.
as corrected. Do I have a second?
So moved.
George has moved and Mark has seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Minutes are passed. All right, we have a lot of appropriations, so we will start with Brad Barnes.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Brad.
We do have several that are appropriations for 2026. I think in order that you have on the agenda. The first one was the pretrial supplement appropriation amount of $139,500. That is funding that will support our pretrial program and it will add to the $39,351 that I believe was already handled during the budget hearings.
So is this for 2025 or adding to 2026?
2026, this is
It's adding
2026,
to-
yeah.
Okay,
It's considered supplemental funding for our funding agency.
And all of this, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding that all of this is money that we have received either via grants through the state, correct?
Yeah, these are, George, these are state dollars through the Indiana Office Support Services.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to correct that. Thank you.
all right. Do I have a motion for the pretrial supplement?
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, George has moved. Greg has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Council, we're signing as we go, so you don't have to stay here for 3 weeks, signing at the end. So papers are coming your way as we approve. All right, the SIM grant.
So the SIM grant, I gave a call over to Daleen a little later this afternoon. We still have not received the official award letter. It is also a 2026 grant amount, so we can't really go forward, I think, today.
So
With
no vote
that.
on this.
No, nothing on the 660,000 for the SIM grant.
So we'll just have that on call for January. Okay, alcohol and drug.
The alcohol and drug, this is a 2025 additional appropriation. We had the salary ordinance correct, but we were short on the budget. So we are requesting additional appropriation for 2025 in the amount of $2,200. That will make up what we were short in the salary as well as pick up the FICA and PERF that'll go along with that additional salary amount.
Okay,
And this will not affect the we came in as an even budget, this will add $2,200.
This is the alcohol and drug fund. It's not.
It's money they generate.
Yeah,
Sorry, thank you.
and it's for 2025.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mark has moved, second.
Second.
Mark has moved, Mike has second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same as sign. Motion passes. Right, veterans treatment.
Yes, Veterans Treatment Court, as well as the next two problem-solving courts, are all 2026 funding from the Indiana Office of Court Services, from the Indiana Supreme Court money that we received to operate these courts. And the one for the Veterans Treatment Court is in the amount of $90,279.
Okay. Motion to approve this appropriation.
So move.
George has moved, second.
I'll second.
Greg has second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same as sign. Motion carries.
The second is for the Drug Recovery Court, so funds also from the Indiana Office of Court Services. This will help fund our problem-solving court for the Circuit Court Drug Recovery Court in the amount of $7,500.
A motion for the drug recovery court.
So moved.
Mark has moved, second. George has second. Any discussion? All those in favor of appropriating $7,500 to the drug recovery court signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, mental health court.
This is the last of the three, and it's also for 2026, and it will help offset the funding needed for the mental health treatment court, in the amount of $89,973.
Make a motion for the dates for $89,973.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of appropriating the $89,973 for the mental health court signify by saying aye. All opposed, same as sign. Motion carries.
Thank
All
you.
right, Brad, thank
Merry-
you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I know you were concerned about losing grants. How's it all shaken out?
For the 2026 cycle, Greg, we had a reduction, a slight reduction with regard to the problem-solving court grants. They basically cut $2,500 for training dollars out of the grants. So it was a small reduction. We do have user fee monies that we can draw on, to make up the difference. They're participant fees that are paid in for the court.
Okay.
So we're going to be able to make those up with no problem.
Okay, good to hear.
Brad, one other thing, I apologize for missing the meeting Friday. Where are we at with the director?
We have interviews this week.
Oh, you do? Okay,
So we will be interviewing this week. Hopefully we'll have within a couple of weeks an announcement.
for Rob's position.
Mm,
So I was just curious where we're at with it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Rich.
Hi, everyone. I'm asking to move $45,360 from our non-reverting fund to our parking lot fund to offset where we were redoing the parking lot at Dunn Stadium to enhance the pickleball experience.
Oh. Good call. Do I have any questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Greg has moved. Do I have a second?
Mark will.
Any discussion? All those in favor of moving $45,360 from the non-reverting fund to the parking lot fund signify by saying aye. All opposed, same as sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You
Rich.
guys have good holidays.
Tammy, I see you online.
You do.
I am here. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is for our 2026 Family Recovery Court grant. we're asking, just in total, Indiana Supreme Court has given us $103,854 to run our Family Recovery Court in 2026, and we're asking that that be appropriated for next year spending. So I don't know if you want me, there's a second part which involves a transfer. I don't know if you want me to wait on that, or you
As
guys.
part of
handle-
this,
No, it's not.
No.
She's down below. Just put it-
oh, we'll jump, let's vote on this one and then we'll jump to your one down.
Okay,
below for the
Sounds
transfer.
good.
All right, do I have a motion for,
Ask the question, is 26, is that what you said?
yes, it is for 26.
It is.
This is the grant, so we've got the actual dollar amount now.
I'll make a motion to go ahead for the Family Recovery Court, $33,854 for the additional.
All right. Okay, I have a motion by Mark, a second by Marcus. Any discussion? All those in favor of appropriating $103,854 to the Family Recovery Court signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, Tammy, let's jump to your next one.
Okay, so my next one is a way that we are being creative, and we've worked this out with the Indiana Office of Court Services. This grant for 2026 did not include any sort of pay raise for our coordinator. And so she does not elect to take insurance benefits from the county. So we often, I mean, this year and would likely next year have a pretty good amount that would not be used in the benefits portion. So in talking with Angie at the Indiana Office of Court Services to try to help bring this position up with other coordinators that run courts similar to ours, and coordinators that are our peers with our coordinator. We're asking that $4,346 be transferred for next year's grant from our benefits to the salary, and that would allow her to have a raise and bring her up with her peers, as well as then it'll help us. I mean, because she doesn't take the insurance benefits, we would have quite a bit left over that we would be just returning to them. So that's what we're asking. Angie from Indiana Office of Court Services kind of helped me be creative in finding a way to get this done, and she's already given her approval, so we just need your approval to move those monies.
Tammy, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
One, is the funding for the group insurance, is it coming from the grant already?
Yes.
It's not coming from county general. My second question is, does this set precedent for anybody else who wants to do that? Because I understand this is funded by a grant, but these are county employees. And in any way, are we setting precedent that we do this?
We probably are. The minute you get into somebody, you need to be consistency, or you're liable for any lawsuit.
Now, dude, one thing that keeps me from this is they're looking to make her salary like other people doing the same job in other counties. So it's not just an arbitrary raise.
True.
That's the one fallback we have. But Vicky, is there a way to make sure, I mean, she's saying this person's not getting insurance. We know for a fact she hasn't signed up for insurance benefits for next year, correct? Do you know that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I was explaining something to Tony.
Yeah, I think we're all probably. Tammy's saying this person doesn't take insurance. Are we sure this person hasn't enrolled?
I would have to know the name of the person.
The problem would be even that, if she's not, or he, anytime during the year, if there's a life-altering event, that can change.
Yeah. Right,
So-
if it's a life-changing event.
That's what I meant to say.
So then
Sure,
they
yeah.
become ineligible for benefits.
Now you can't legally do that.
Right. And number two, then, do we already have a policy in place about for people who don't take benefits?
No.
Like some companies have a policy that they get, whatever.
Up like $1,500 or
Yes,
whatever.
Mhm.
right.
No, we
So
don't
You
have
don't have
that.
anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I am a little concerned that we do have.
I am too.
And would this just be something that'd have to be approved to annually? Is that correct?
It would be normally a budget.
I'm sorry, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yes, Tammy.
Okay, yes. So when, yeah, I mean, I guess it would be, and it's Christy Johnson, Vicky, if she would leave our employment and we would hire someone, to replace her, then, yeah, we would, I mean, in the package that we offered,
But wait a minute. These are court employees, correct?
Yeah.
And Christie's our
therefore-
new one. Mhm. And she doesn't take
So
benefits.
there's an issue about, is there an issue with being court employees?
What do you mean?
They get our benefits, but they are technically
The salary is set by the
state
state.
employees. But we don't have a policy for anyone getting any funding if they don't have our plan.
I think your idea creatively, I commend you for that. However, I think that we'll be opening ourselves to a bag of worms.
When you said that there'd be money left over that would then be returned, explain that just a little bit more. How can we capture that maybe a different way? Is there another creative way of capturing that without
Yeah.
designating it this way?
We understand you're not using it for benefits, but for
Correct.
it to be a direct transfer. I mean, I think we could have several other employees say, well, I don't have to get county benefits, so if I can get a benefit, I mean, I'll get on my
So-
salary.
So this position is solely a grant position. This person would not have a job with the county but for this grant.
We have several positions that are funded by grants.
Okay,
And if they take the insurance, they're entitled to it as long as they pay for it.
Yeah.
But something like this would require a policy change in our trust plan.
okay.
And you know, you have the authority to decide if the money goes in or not, but we don't have a mechanism for this in our plan right now.
Can I ask a technical question, Tammy?
Sure.
Because their salaries are sort of dictated by the state, is she getting the raise no matter what? Or is she only
So-
getting the raise if we approve this? Because I know like how we pay the court employees is different because they're technically, their salaries are set by the state. So is this truly about just moving money?
Okay, so her salary, so like the problem solving courts that Brad, like drug recovery court and veterans court, those require that the coordinators be probation officers because
Mhm.
they deal with criminal cases.
Yep.
This court does not deal with criminal cases. It's a civil. So this person is not required to be a probation officer. That's where the state dictates the salary kind of thing comes into play, is with those that are probation officers. This position does not have to be a probation officer. So that's where the difference is, if that makes any sense. So no, Christie's salary for 2025 right now is 65,654. So she is getting 0 raise next year.
Oh, when we gave everyone else a raise.
Correct.
I understand what's happening. So she's not, because of the grant and the way this is her making sure she gets the raise that we're giving to all the other employees.
I understand that.
Yes.
But my problem is with it being a transfer, if we would if somebody else would want the same request and we.
So then do we want to just appropriate this amount of money from our general fund? So she can get.
No.
No.
You see the problem, like, because of the way the grant is structured?
Right. It's like they're telling, the grant is saying, we don't care if you move it. But and personally, I don't care if we move it from a grant standpoint. From an HR standpoint, then if you have any other employee, because we don't treat grant employees different, we don't have a different set of rules for employees paid by grants versus employees paid by county general. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That is where I.
So
see
how do we
the-
give grant employees raises if we don't do this?
However,
She
Tammy,
would have gotten the rate.
No, they won't raise it in the grant.
I understand
Tammy?
that, but she wasn't eligible
Yes.
because she's not one of those other type of employees.
No, it's because the way the grant is written. They kept the salary flat. So other people are getting raises around her and she's
so they did
not.
not increase. They did not increase, well,
Why did she be the only one that did not get increased?
It's this, do you know that, Tammy?
I'm sorry.
Why didn't her salary get increased in the grant? Was it something the state did or a mistake we made?
I think it's a cut that the state made in this grant.
So she's the only one affected by that?
Yeah, because she's the only employee within this grant.
in Bartholomew County, but how about in the state?
I'm sorry, George, I didn't hear
In
you.
Bartholomew County, she's the only one, but how about in the state? Are there other people in the state that did get it?
That I don't know.
Leah, can we table this and do some more research on it and then look at it again in January?
Yeah, it sounds like you
Tammy,
just
one-
tabled it.
I just got one question then. Was the amount of 4346, what monies was left over? And were you actually wanting that full amount to raise her salary? And if so, was that, if I had math right, that's 6.6%.
Sure. That was, no, that will still leave some excess in the benefits account. It was just to bring her to a flat 70,000. So
Where
that's
did that number come from?
just in speaking with a few other counties and what their coordinators are at. So that's, I mean, that's just, we just did a flat amount. You know, I'm sure anything would be appreciated by her and by us, but yeah, that's just where but that still leaves, that still does leave, that's still gonna leave us probably at the end of 2026, with like $5,300 in our benefits from her not using the,
Okay. Greg has made a motion to table this topic. Seconded. Any discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not public, sorry, that's council discussion, sorry.
If we table this thing, we can adjust their salaries in January.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the elected officials are the ones that we cannot correct. So that would be.
Yeah, 'cause she's not
I
elected.
suggest that we table it. We need to understand this thing better and the implications of what it means with everybody else.
And if
Does
we have
someone-
any exposure?
Does someone want to take the lead on working on this before January? Are you pointing to Mr.?
Leah,
I accept the opportunity. I'll work with whomever, we'll work through that.
Leah, I think even if you appropriated the money, I think you'd have to open up the salary ordinance
Right. No,
to deal with that.
I agree.
The idea of using it through the insurance trust, that would have to be a decision by the trustees of I think that would require a change in our trust plan as well.
That may be a moot point then we get to it though. So.
Yeah,
Even
you
if
might,
even if we're not paying money into the trust.
we
fund
don't have a
for her,
mechanism for that. I mean, it's something we might want to visit.
Policy.
Right.
We might want to visit that in the council at some point. It's not necessarily a bad idea. But
I think
You know,
it's a little bit
Can
more-
I interject something really quick?
Yeah.
So the state, when they give us this grant, and Daleen can corroborate this a little bit, when we get this grant from Indiana Office of Court Services, they lump the benefits, all the benefits together. So group insurance, FICA and PERF is all lumped, and they give us 25,000 in one line item. Then Daleen and I usually go through and kind of divide it up based on where, how much needs to go and that kind of thing. So I don't know if that makes any difference in terms of it would be
I
within.
think you have to look at the position, not the person, so you always have to look at what happens in 2027 when there's somebody else, what happens in 2028, what happens in 2029. So it's
Sure.
not about a person, it's about the position.
Right.
I think it's about county employees in general, because what about the next employee who comes up and wants the same treatment, even if it's grant paid? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Are those not considered restricted funds though, if they are designated for, if part of it's designated for salary, part of it's designated for perf, and part of it's designated for benefits? Wouldn't that make it restricted funds in general?
They've gotten the approval from the
From the state.
grantee.
Yeah.
Saying they can move it. So they got that approval. And then it came to you. So they've got the approval from the state.
Do we need to vote on the tabling or do?
Yeah.
Let's
Motion.
vote.
Yep. All those in favor of tabling, the circuit court, transfer from group insurance to salaries, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, this issue is tabled until January.
If you guys have any questions, anything that I can get answered for you all, please reach out and let me.
Yeah.
I'm happy to facilitate that with Angie and
Yes.
everything. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tammy. We'll
Thank
be
you.
in touch. All right, I'm jumping back up. Yep, to Jay Frederick.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I think this body is aware that, the Bartholomew County ICAC Task Force, the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, is a merger of resources between the prosecutor's office, the Columbus Police Department, and the sheriff's office. And we are an affiliate of the state ICAC Task Force. So, we've gotten a grant from the state ICAC Task Force. It's a reimbursable grant for the 25-26 state fiscal year for $22,560. And that's for training and equipment for our local task force. We're asking for that amount to be appropriated.
So moved.
I second.
Not even a question. There was our Jay Fred.
Okay, so George couldn't hear, so
Do that again. Thank you.
How's this?
Yeah.
Can you hear me better now? Sorry about that. The local ICAC task force received a grant from the state ICAC task force for $22,560 for the 25-26 fiscal year for training and equipment. And so that amount has been approved by that grant has been approved by the commissioners, and we're asking that amount be appropriated as a reimbursable grant.
Have you filed a motion? I'll second the motion.
any discussion? All right, all those in favor of moving that or appropriating the $22,560 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Jay, thank you for discussing, publicly, I want to say something to you, that what you did, identifying a gentleman out on 46 West that unfortunately was found in our county, and it took multiple years for somebody with no ID on him to find a family. I know you've worked hard on that. I know at least for how many years now?
That case was in 1999.
Whoa. Wow.
So,
Is out by Wendy's on 46. He was found shot. rosary beads in his hand, no ID. And it took 27 years.
And it would have always gone unsolved if not for forensic genetic genealogy.
It's a wonderful thing.
And that's how they caught the Golden State Killer. But if I start talking about that, we'll be here tomorrow. Uh,
Thank you for submitting that.
Fascinating case. Thank you.
I'm sure his family was grateful.
All right, Pia.
So this request for an additional appropriation to county general, and it will also follow with a subsequent transfer from county general to the public defender fund, is because we no longer get money from the state to the public defender fund. And so for 2026, we have budgeted in the general fund. And right now we're negative in this fund, so we need this money appropriated from county general to the public defender fund in this amount.
Pia, you said something I've been hearing repetitively from the commissioners meeting to our meeting tonight. And I want to requote what you said. We're no longer getting money from the state.
That's my understanding. Is that correct,
So-
Haley?
Well,
Multiple things.
this money actually is generated through the clerk's office based on fees that come in every month, but they're not generating enough fees
To
to
cover.
cover the expenses. So like for years, they had more than enough to cover their annual expenses, but now they don't. So
And what's changed? The amount of people paying or the amount of stuff we're doing with
Or
it?
collecting.
we would probably need to talk with the clerk's office about that. I have no idea how they.
Yeah, you never get 100%.
No idea.
Okay,
And the fees, how are they set by the state?
But going forward, we've got it budgeted. We
Oh,
just didn't.
It is
And,
budgeted.
you know, they will still continue to bring money in,
Yeah,
but
we have a line for it now.
yes.
okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the additional for the $55,359.67.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of
Okay.
appropriating and then transferring to the public defense, or do you do that down there?
We probably need it separate.
Yeah, I got.
We'll do it separate. Okay, appropriating the $55,359.67, signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign.
Then I'll go ahead and make the
Motion
motion
passes.
for the transfer of the $55,359.67.
Okay, second.
I'll
Second.
Second. All those in favor of transferring to the public defender fund, the amount of $55,359.67, signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
I got a question,
Ask away.
well, or a statement. We signed off on a 2026 budget and it was flat. However, we have already added money more to the budget. Can we keep a running total on how much money extra we're putting into that was not budgeted or was increased to the budget of 2026?
Yes, we do that all the time.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, we constantly keep track of our additional appropriations. We have to upload them to Gateway, which is uploading it to the state. You all sign off on these things, then we upload them to the state and it goes in our Gateway system. So we do that on a monthly basis.
Thank you.
All right, code enforcement.
So she is not on, she had an appointment. They just need to transfer the $63.38 from their 31,000 professional services to their 4,400 machinery equipment.
Awesome.
Moved.
Okay, second. Mark moved, Greg seconded. Any question, any discussion? All those in favor of approving this transfer of $63.38 signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign.
I jumped over.
Did we miss the sheriff's
Oh,
office?
sorry, I have
It's
so
all right,
much.
Leah.
There's a lot on here.
Yeah, well, and I've like written so many notes to keep me that I just missed you.
Maybe I have an outdated paper.
No, you didn't. But I feel like you are on the agenda a couple times.
Well, this every month.
Well, we see you every month, yes, but let's do this, like, just stay up here and do everything.
Okay. First thing is, we want to transfer 7,000 from operating supplies rate.
All right, do I have a motion on Greg has moved. Do I have a second?
So move.
Marcus has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of transferring $7,000 from operating supplies to radio equipment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same as sign. Motion passes. All right.
The second thing, back in 2023, some of you were on the council, some were not, but had a resolution on the commissary. Basically things that we could spend it on without having to come here. But this past year, well, this year, July, a new law took effect, changed the statute. So basically it's just, I've changed two things on the resolution. Is the statute number. Instead of a 9, it was a 10 now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
basically reads the same thing. It has the same things at the end. There's
the
26 of them.
But the Indiana code is now
Indiana code changed.
36.8.10.21.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
It matters
I just.
when you're
yes,
looking
it
for
does.
things in the Indiana code.
So we just want to get that approval.
All right, do we have a motion?
Approve the commissary resolution amendment as written.
All right, Greg has moved. Do I have a second?
Second it.
Mark has second. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the amended commissary resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same as sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I missed you.
All right.
Fixable. All right, we did code. Clerk's office.
She is not on. I'm handling it for her.
All right,
Um,
take it away.
We talked about this last month, combining the postage to just the clerk's
Yes.
office budget.
Yes.
So this, the next, one, looks like 6, all involve moving money to the clerk's office postage.
And we need to vote on each one individually,
Yes,
correct? Okay.
Unfortunately, but
No, that's
that's
okay.
what it is for. This is the 25 monies that are left so they can finish paying postage for the remainder of the year.
Okay. All right, so we have to start,
I have a question.
yeah,
So $7,868 in total. And then there's on the second page,
that math doesn't math.
No.
the
The
math. that-
76,000 or the 7,868 is coming from the clerk's perpetuation to the clerk's
Oh, got it.
budget. The other ones are the Superior Court 1, 2, Circuit IVD and prosecutor.
Okay, so
Yeah.
those numbers don't, yeah, I see what
They're
exactly
not a total of the 75,
So-
yeah.
So on
this
it's clear
page,
that this number is not, and
Is-
then these are not the same thing.
they're
All
not,
separate.
They're
they're
all-
similar but not connected.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right.
I move we approve the transfer from the clerk's perpetuation fund to the clerk's postage.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of moving $7,868.24 from the clerk's perpetuation fund to the clerk's postage fund signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, same as sign. Motion passes. All right. Gonna do this line by line. Okay, account 9,600 to move to the clerk's postage budget. Do I have that? Yep, to the clerk's postage for 3,000. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Greg has moved, Mark has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of moving $3,000 from 9,600 to 001 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. $600 from 0232 to 0001. Do I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Second.
Mark moved, Kim second. Any discussion? All of those in favor of moving from 0232 to 0001, $600 for postage signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, same sign. Motion passes. Next line item for $100 from 0660 to 0001. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Kim has moved, Mark has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of moving $100 from 06660 to 0001 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same as sign. Motion passes. All right. 0201 to transfer $2,000 to 0001. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Marcus and George with the second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Last one for postage 0202. Transferring $4,719.86 to 001. Do I have a motion?
So move.
George has moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mark has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, we already did this transfer. All right, dormant funds.
We have to do every line of those.
No.
Leah's gonna need
So-
a lot of water.
Yeah, exactly.
So the dormant fund list that you have in front of you that total $77,209.90. Some of these have been around for ages. And Daleen and I have talked about it since we took office. And so we come before you today in our 7th year, in the end of our 7th year. And this has also been requested that we take care of this by both State Board of Accounts, and it was discussed at our auditors conference. So, in benefit of time, I won't go through every line item, but a lot of these things are just projects that we had, we didn't spend all the money, might as well go back to the general fund. So, and some of the items that have the 890597.402, blah, blah, blah. That's $32,000 and some of those along through there. Those are mostly emergency management projects that have been confirmed with Shannon Cook on those. So I would request that essentially we close these funds and that we transfer the $77,209.90 from these dormant funds and then close them out and send that money to the general fund.
So move.
Quick question. I assume the department heads that had these or ability to get those will know access or,
They haven't used them for
okay,
ages.
but, just like Todd would this morning with this little chart, people are finding money and then all of a sudden they grab. I just curious.
It'll be closed.
Did Jordan make a motion? If he did, I'll
Yeah.
second it.
George has moved. Mark second. Any other discussion?
I just have a quick question. In terms of, what is our definition of dormant? What term? 3 years?
Long enough that it's not happening.
Yeah, I was just curious, like, if we knew what the deadline is.
It varies.
Okay.
All right.
Let's basically clean it up. Then if anything goes dormant again, we'll just have to reevaluate it. And right now it's just cleaning our books up, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And we will put it into a fund in county general that says dormant funds, so that if something were to,
Then we turn it over
yeah,
later.
it will always be
One fund's better
categorized.
than
Yes,
multiple.
yes.
Just just cleaning up our balance sheet.
Yep. All right, we have a motion on the floor to close and transfer $77,209.90 from these various funds into the general fund. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, stipend payment dates.
So, and we're very thankful, those of us that when you budgeted a stipend for, I know, for Sherry Lenz, for myself, for Jenny Whipple, for our positions essentially, for the 26 year, we didn't have clarification from the minutes and from the discussion at budget time as to exactly how that was going to be paid. And I wanted to codify that and have that so that it's over the 26 pays rather than just a one-time
Lump sum.
Oh,
lump sum.
perfect, understand.
And so
Does this make sense to everyone?
Yes.
So we need a motion on
Yeah.
that then?
And that would be done then in the same way that the assessors like level
Yes.
3 pay is done?
Yep, makes sense. Yep.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and do the stipend payments over the proposed 26 pay period moving forward.
Second.
Okay, Mark has moved, Marcus has second. Any discussion? All those in favor of having stipend payments spread out over 26 pays signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same as sign. Motion passes. All right, salary ordinance range for the assessor's office.
I believe Jenny might be on Zoom.
I am on.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I have two positions, a sales disclosure administrator and a second deputy personal property. And both of these people were pretty well hired on at the same time. But I have different lower end ranges for them and I need them to be paid the same. So I would like to lower the sales disclosure administrator from $1,924 to the bottom range to be $1,825.19. There's no change in money or change in dollars,
We're
just
changing the
broadening the range.
Lowering
to
the
the
range.
lower end. I don't see a problem with this.
I'll make a motion for the salary range adjustment for the assessor's office to lower those two positions.
To be equal. Okay. Mark has moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
George has second. Any discussion? All those in favor of lowering the ranges for the assessor's office employees signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same as sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, meeting schedule.
Did we get an email on that?
I did not see
It's
it.
in your,
Folder.
it's in your folder,
Yeah.
the meeting schedules. I did it based on still meeting the second Monday of the month. It does have work sessions. There are just some changes due to like election and so forth. But that's assuming you want to continue on Mondays.
Where do we have that? Can you say?
It's
Did you, it's
Hold on,
in the folder. It's called county council meetings.
I saw it.
give you the ability to share.
The only one, Marcus, do you still fine with your time?
Yeah, everything looked good. I even went through each date by date and there's a couple things because of Labor Day. So a work session was scheduled for a Tuesday instead. And then we also had one because there was a conflict in this room.
Yep.
So that she just adjusted it usually by a week out. And so I couldn't find any conflicts with school schedules and things like that. I mean, the one meeting still does fall on fall break, which Tony pointed to us out, but I kind of like that, Tony, because then I don't have to rush in here. But usually I'm, that would be the only thing if anybody had a concern with that.
Yeah.
The water board meetings?
The September and October meetings, remember, we typically have those as the first and second reading of our budget also.
Yeah.
You need to make a motion to approve for the 26th county council meeting schedule, if so. I'll make
Is
a-
4 o'clock still okay with you, Greg, too?
Everybody see that okay?
Yeah, I gotta leave here in about 10 minutes, but it's good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll almost be done. So
We typically are, so.
we'll drag our feet so we can appoint you to all the boards.
Yeah, here's the sheet, George, if you need to, if
Do
you're
we need
able
to
to see
vote on
that.
this?
I just made a
To
motion.
vote, okay.
Good.
Mark has moved to approve the meeting schedule. George, you second that?
Sure.
Okay. I thought you did. At this point.
I just thought I'd ask a question, but
Oh, well,
that's okay. I can't.
okay. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the county council meeting schedule as posted in our folder, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same as sign. Motion passes.
First question.
Yeah.
The first work session, do you know if we're gonna have it?
Well, in full transparency, I'm not in the country,
Okay,
so my vote is no.
okay. Well, so we're still out.
I think Pia's on a cruise then, aren't you?
However,
I mean, am I necessary for work sessions?
Well, you're always necessary.
I don't know.
However,
We need to
even though
come.
we may not meet in a work session
No,
for
I won't be
January,
here.
we need to start.
I mean, I'll be
Meeting.
here, but I mean, that's the Monday after the first of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think limited on our.
I'll need to
work
rest.
sessions Are on the calendar if needed. It's.
That's why I wanted to know if we were gonna plan to use
I'm
that.
not planning.
Probably not to.
However, we need
Thank
to
you.
start doing the work sessions in order to start understanding the new law and how
Agreed.
that affects us. We need to get educated on that.
Agree, and it's a short session at the legislature this year.
Right.
Because it's non-budget year, so I'm hoping by April we have, well, honestly, by March, we'd have some answers and we can start work sessions in April.
And I know we got to review boards and appointments if we're on miscellaneous. Where are we at with our contractual with Reedy?
We're just sitting right now to wait to see what the legislature, but they know.
Anything changes right
Yep.
now? Okay.
Yep.
And we'll figure a work session.
Correct.
The second thing is Mr. King has sent over his proposed contract for next year, so we'll approve that in January.
Would you send us that
Yeah, I can.
before
Continued
January?
boards, do
You
we
bet.
have a board list that we did do annually, and is that in the?
It's in the folder.
And who's gonna take on the responsibility to contact? those
Well,
individuals?
that was gonna be one of my questions here.
Well,
I have too many.
there ought to be a,
Questions?
do we need to change the board appointments?
Well, so the next thing with board appointments, first of all, we all know what we currently are serving on.
Correct.
Is there anyone who wants to change and move to a different board?
You can take me off of the Parks and Rec.
Well, there's two questions there though, Leah.
Yeah.
Somebody may want to change and wherever they want to change, the other person will need to let it go.
Well, that's
They want to do a transfer.
thank you, whoever did that magic.
And I think that maybe, if I may propose that if somebody wants to change, they ought to contact the person who is currently doing that. And if they're willing to change that, maybe in the January meeting, they come forth and they said, this is what we want to do. Instead of right
For
now.
this.
You're the proxy. I'm gonna need some NIL money if I'm gonna give up something.
He's entering the portal.
He's entering the portal. Okay, we also have this area of people that are appointed that are expiring, so alcohol and beverage with Dave Wellmer, the Parks and Rec with Brian Weber, Jim Mahoney, property tax appeals with Barb Dunlap, and BZA with Eric Scheit, and Roger Hackman on Columbus Economic Development. Their terms are expiring this year. I think they're all eligible to be re-upped.
We just need to find out if they're willing to serve again. May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
That the county council member who represents those boards should contact them and then come back in January saying, so-and-so wants to continue being that or not.
Leah, I'll check with Jim Mahoney and Eric Scheit.
I'll
Okay.
consider Dave Warmer.
I can
Okay.
take Brian Weber,
Perfect.
because I serve on that with him.
So the only Roger Hackman with Economic Development, I'll reach out to Roger. Barb Dunlap with Property Tax Appeals, is Jenny still on?
Yes, I am.
Is that,
Do you want to continue on that?
yes,
Yes, she does.
okay,
But she needs to be appointed to a 3-year term. The laws have changed.
okay, thank you for that.
Who is that?
Barb Dunlap
Okay.
on the property tax, it needs
Are
to be,
these all 3-year appointments?
no, I think they're 1 year.
They're all 1 year, except for
Except that one now. So we got everybody covered, people to call.
Yep, yep. So if you can check with those folks before the January meeting, and if there's any movement we want,
And so we'll.
Personally-
If they want to go.
yeah,
Okay. Then we'll vote on it in January.
yep.
And I assume our legal counsel likes to continue with us in January because he's.
Well, he submitted his contract.
Okay.
I have work to do.
Yeah, we assigned work.
We assigned my job.
So you do have to show up. in
I was
January.
sort of like, we've got to approve this because he has work to do.
Yeah.
Okay, any other
It's public service.
items of business that we have not covered? That we need to cover?
Tony?
I didn't know if that meant what.
Anyone?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I'm happy to talk to you about road funding, if you've got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah. So I've,
good news.
no, it's not. I talked to Leah, talked to George. Mark came to our commissioners meeting this morning. And for the first time ever, Bartholomew County has been awarded $0 from the community crossings grant process. We all know that we did not implement a wheel tax, but that doesn't go into effect until 2027. They had reduced the amount of money in community crossings from 350 million to 100 million. And they had reduced the total maximum award of the matching grant to $1 million from $1.5 million this past year. We knew that the amount of money that we would be awarded would be less than what we had gotten in the past. But when we got the letter last week that said, you're not getting anything, tough luck, we were all pretty gobsmacked by it. It didn't give any explanation. It didn't give any sort of criterion that anything was based on. Needless to say, it's going to have a pretty big effect unless the council decides to allocate more money towards roads. But as it stands now, we have $1 million to go on our roads next year, where we normally spend $3 million. So we normally pave around 25 miles and chip and seal another 25 or 30 miles, and that gets us our $3 million. Next year, we're going to be lucky if we can pave 10 miles, which means our roads will have to last 70 years between paving, because we have 700 miles of road. So needless to say, we're very concerned in the commissioner's office. We talked about it in our meeting. The media, the Republic, is going to run an article about it. The good news is the city of Columbus, and I don't begrudge them at all, they got their full ask of $1 million. And but even if you ask them, they won't tell you why or how that happened. But I spoke to the mayor about that, and that's good. But we have no idea why. And so I, after our meeting today, reached out to the lady who signed the letter saying you're not getting any money. And I called the phone number on the letterhead, and the phone number was not assigned to anyone. So I called Central Dispatch at NDOT and got to talk to a very nice lady who took my name and number and said, we're not allowed to put you through. I'll let you know. I'll let her know you called, and if she wants to call you back, she can. The questions I wanted to ask to NDOT were, besides the fact that we have an unelected body deciding what municipalities get tax money that, quite frankly, I believe is rightfully ours in the first place. I want to know 3 things from NDOT. I want to know the names of the people that were on the committee that made the decision. I want to know the criterion they used to make the decision. And I want to see the minutes of all meetings where these decisions were discussed. I assume we'll see some sort of announcement of who got what. I can tell you, I've talked to commissioners in other counties. A friend of mine's a commissioner in Putnam County. They got 0. Owen County got 0. Montgomery County got 0. Hendricks County got 0. Shelby County got 0. Nobody knows why, other than not enough money to go around. Well, we understand that, but 0?
Yeah.
And yes, sir.
I hate to interrupt you, but I listened to everything this morning and
Yeah.
digested a little bit. My question is, I know this, I deal with buckets of money.
Yeah.
That we got.
Mm.
And I know the state sits up there and looks at the buckets around the state,
Mhm.
counties it's got, and we've been frugal and did well. the
I think
last-
when we find out, Mark, why we didn't get money, I think that's gonna be why,
And,
because they don't think we need it.
but they held us in ransom for a wheel tax.
Yeah.
And that towards us, but now that we did well.
Yeah.
And if we come up and you come and ask us for another 1.5 million or $1 million to county.
Yeah.
And we give it to you.
Yeah.
They win. They saw our bucket and passed the buck down to us.
Preaching to the choir, Mark.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm understanding.
I don't understand it. I don't think it's fair. The commissioners don't think it's fair. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. And I don't mean to throw her under a bus, but we have a lady here tonight named Michelle Davis, who's running for state senate. She's right back here behind Vicky. And I want her to hear this conversation because, I don't mean to call him out, but Greg Walker, I think he's a wonderful man. And I think he's a good legislator, but he voted yes on 1461 that allowed this mess to go through. Ryan Lauer voted no. And then Jim Lucas has a few in the southern part of the county. He voted yes as well. Ryan Lauer has been very helpful. He was one of the first ones I reached out to when we found out about this. He has reached out to the NDOT liaison for the legislature. I got a short, quick response back saying, just didn't have very much money. And so I don't know that we're ever going to get to the bottom of it, but we have an issue. And we're going to have to revisit it. And I know the county's in strong financial shape, but we can't continue to.
That's not the issue though. That's not the issue. Just because we're in good financial status doesn't mean that we should not be receiving.
Well, that's my argument. You know, just because, are we not going to get any public safety dollars because we have less crime than somewhere else?
In good
Or the schools, we're gonna have
we have managed our money correctly.
It's another story. You got
That's
that.
where-
I don't envy you guys coming up with
Those are
this.
kids.
The schools are starting to get an understanding of their shortfalls. I don't envy your position over the next several months. But yeah, so anyway, you know, the commissioner's obviously gonna try to do something, but at this point, I'm sure the decision's made. Nothing to be done about it. They said in the letter, feel free to apply for the second round in July. Well, there's not gonna be, anybody's gonna be able to get any work done at that point, but their own website says there's only gonna be one call next year. So their website says one thing, the letter telling us pound sand says another. And so I wanted you guys to be aware of what's going on. You know, just in some rudimentary math, you know, the state of Indiana sells a little over 8 million gallons of fuel a day. And they bring in almost $2 billion a year in various state taxes on fuel. And we know that Indianapolis has the most roads, and we know they have the most lane miles, and we know they have the biggest need, and we get that. But, you know, in Bartholomew County, we're estimating that we pay around $40 million a year in state gas sales tax, sales and use and excise. And, you know, we don't think $1.5 million or $1 million is too much to ask to get back and put on our local roads. Regardless of the fact that we have to match, this whole community crossings grant has rubbed me the wrong way since I figured out what it was about 7 years ago. Having to beg for tax dollars from an unelected body to me is just ludicrous. It would be as if we took all of our, all the general fund and gave it to the highway department to divvy up. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Is the elected body appointed by the governor?
What?
Is the unelected body that makes the decision?
It's NDOT.
Okay.
It's NDOT.
So it's
I didn't know if
appointed.
they had somebody else
Well,
outside.
no, the commissioner's appointed and then they're hired.
Yeah, and I just want, who's on the committee? Who made the decision? And something tells me if we don't file a Freedom of Information Act, we'll never find it out.
No, absolutely.
And so, you know, it's very, very frustrating. I wanted you all to be aware. We just found out last week. And,
Is that the only thing that we can do? I mean, is this something that the commissioners will lead this, activity?
well, I tell you, I'm, for better or worse, I'm Pete's a old bulldog, but I'm a bulldog too. And, I won't let it rest until I get an answer. And I'm gonna try not to
I think that we.
totally ruin our chances for all future funding. But,
It sounds to me that, well, it sounds to me that no matter how good Ryan Lauer is, or Greg Walker's position is, who is not running again for
Right.
office.
Mhm.
We have a governor and we have the INDOT commissioner, and we need to go to the top and start finding out from them. And if they don't get any answers, I think we need to file against the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, I'll keep trying. I'll be a bit of a thorn in their side until I can at least talk to somebody in the decision-making process. But I think the ship has sailed as far as next year is gone. They only had $100 million, less than a third of what they gave the year before that. The rest of that money has gone into state projects, railroad projects, things like that. So the whole bucket is much, much smaller. So I understand not getting as much. I just don't understand zero. I don't understand zero. That makes no sense to me. We have come to depend on that money over the last 9 years to pave as many of our roads as we possibly can. We pool our money. We put money in from seeded. We do things other counties don't do to make sure that our roads are good. And we have great roads. And all you have to do is go around to neighboring counties to see how good our roads are. Nothing against them, but we work really hard at that. We do it with a smaller staff than a lot of counties do. And we take great pride in having good roads. And, do we want to chip and seal, main arteries? Do we want to, it's just mind boggling to me. So, I'll keep trying to figure out how this decision was made. I don't have any faith that anything's going to be changed though. And, but I wanted you all to be aware of it, and be up to date on it as we are.
I guess you're pre-warning us that you may be back.
Oh, yeah. Listen, if you, may be back?
I've got faith in you.
No, we'll definitely be seeing you in January. Maybe February, but if you don't get these crews contracted in, they're gonna be else. We don't have an unlimited number of companies that do these things. And, part of the job is, part of the process is being close to a plant. The closer you are to a plant, the less they have to truck that stuff, the better price you're gonna get. And we're fortunate to have Milestone in Bartholomew County. And we're fortunate enough to have, O'Mara in Jennings County. And All-Star in Jackson County. We're blessed with plants that are close, but if we can't contract, or we can contract for 10 miles, and they can take that same time and go do 40 miles, on the other side, how do we compete with that, So, yeah, we're definitely gonna come see you. I don't worry about your work session, but don't cancel your meeting in January.
Hopefully you'll have some answers.
Any other questions you have for me on that issue?
Pardon me, can I ask a question? Since he's an
Absolutely.
elected official addressing the board, Commissioner London?
Yes.
The other counties that you had mentioned that also receive $0 in community crossing grants, do those counties have a wheel tax implemented? Do you
That's a
know?
good question.
Well, can you speak
Cole.
up?
Yes, I just asked him if the other counties that he mentioned that receive $0 from the community crossing grants, if they had a wheel tax implemented.
Good
already.
question, Cole. We've talked about it. Cole Bennett, by the way, is who asked that question.
Yes, Cole Bennett, north side of Columbus.
And he, some do and some don't. Columbus does not have, they also chose not to implement a wheel tax, but they got the full $1 million ask. And please, I am not begrudging them that.
Right.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's appropriate that they get that. So if you're asking, do we think this is blowback for not implementing a wheel tax? I don't think so. No. But INDOT has more road inventory than any organization in the state of Indiana. So they're necessarily going to need the most money to take care of those roads. I would guess when we see the final awards that Indianapolis and Marion County is going to come out very well. But that's where we are with that, Cole. No, I really don't think it had anything to do with it.
Okay, thank you.
I can't say that for sure.
Yeah.
Indianapolis is also known to have the biggest potholes throughout.
Yeah. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you.
Glad we could end on that positive note.
Well, I've got one more thing.
Okay,
So another good news, bad news. I made a mistake.
mark the
That's twice
calendar.
in one day.
But Mark, you just heard it twice now. So when we were in budget time and we were going to, and I said that we had plenty of money in our extra bank account that was designated for jail bond, there was a timing difference and I looked at it when the money was in there, but then I didn't look at it when it was gone. Because we paid that part of the bond. So our DLGF rep says, hey, you have to put this, you have to put your debt service on your tax roll for next year. And I'm like, shit, I didn't want to do that. But so that's the bad news. So we're not gonna be able to pay out the jail bond off early. The good news is, good news, bad news, is we're gonna have to have that debt service on the tax. So we're actually gonna bring in more money than we need for debt service for next year. So that my rough calculation, which I wouldn't trust them anymore anyway, is that we might get $900,000 extra because of debt service for our jail bond that we'll be able to use for other things. So when we had our jail court meeting today, we decided that we are going to reimburse the seeded fund out of our jail money for a project that we had at the jail. And so some of this debt service money that we're gonna have that's extra at the end of the year, next year, we might be able to reappropriate towards the roads or some other project.
Okay.
We're also, because the state did a similar thing to the health department with funding as they have now with our community crossings money, we're gonna have to come back in January to do an additional appropriation to be able to fund our health department.
Yeah, does that mean that the health first is kaput?
No, because we didn't spend as much of our health first money in 25 as we could have. That's why they cut our health first.
Because we didn't spend as much, we're not gonna get as much.
Right,
Correct.
yes.
Which I,
Well, it's easy to solve that
So
problem.
we've received our 1782 notice. We haven't received our budget order yet.
I think
So
this,
that's why some of these things are still, the DLGF is still doing its magic.
I don't know how they do their job.
I don't know how any of us do our job.
I think the state's frustrated with counties. I've had a few conversations with some legislators on why they changed that health first funding. And they're frustrated with counties who were sort of hoarding the money and not spending it. So they're like, then we won't give it to you.
Can you blame them?
No, I can't. And I know during budget hearing, I tried to explain this to Link. So I think hopefully now they've got it.
All hands on deck next year, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Any other topics for discussion? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Do you want to say something really fast? The unclaimed property guy was here earlier today. He's
Who?
still here. I
Oh,
can't
I'm
remember his
sorry.
name because it was this morning.
Parker's had a long meeting.
I'll give you 2 minutes, Parker.
On in. Well, hello, everyone. On behalf of the Attorney General's Office, my name is Parker Fletcher. I'm an outreach representative with the Attorney General's Office. Just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the work we've done and to talk a little bit about unclaimed property. The Attorney General's Office functions as the official law firm for the state of Indiana. We work to protect Hoosiers through our Consumer Protection Division, Unclaimed Property Division, Medicaid Fraud Control Unit, and much more. We protect consumers from illicit business practices, cybersecurity threats, and data privacy violations. Our office returns over $1 million in unclaimed property to Hoosiers every single week. And I'm pleased to announce that we've achieved a new record this year in 2025. And we're now over $83 million, if memory serves. Since taking office, our office has also recovered more than $85 million from entities allegedly engaged in Medicaid fraud. And we handle more than 1,000 criminal and civil appeals each year. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about unclaimed property. So the state is currently holding on to about $1 billion right now in unclaimed funds. Each county has about, on average, at least $1 million out there waiting for them. So all you have to do is just scan these QR codes on these on these pamphlets. They take you directly to our website, indianaunclaimed.gov. If you ever need help with the process to get your money back, all you have to do is call this phone number on the bottom. They are our customer service representatives. They work from 8:30 to 4:30 on weekdays and can guide you through the whole process to get your money back. Be sure to check for your friends and family because you can look up anyone you want. Although you can only claim on behalf of yourself unless it's money for a deceased relative that you're seeking to get. And it's also important to point out that we hold on to the money for 25 years. If after 25 years, the money has not been claimed, then the state will take it. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone might have.
I just gotta say,
I got money.
I did too, and I found $1,000 for a friend.
and I just got over $100 for my stepmother, who my father passed a few years ago. It says over $100 to a group policy, so.
So
I don't know what's
anything,
gonna happen.
so anything on the website is listed over $100, for privacy reasons, we don't specify how much it is, we just say over 100. So it could be a lot more than that, for all you know. If it's under 100, then we'll specifically specify how much it is and where it came from.
And the county, can you help us, from a county, from the INDOT, who's not giving
Actually, we will,
Scratch off.
my office will look and make sure that Bartholomew County doesn't have any unclaimed money. Cause I know there was a time when this was the treasurer's office that we did find some.
I thought that question might come up. As far as I'm aware, only individuals have unclaimed property. I do not believe government entities have unclaimed property, but.
So as an individual, can we, I mean, as a taxpayer?
Yes, you go to our website, you type in your name and address, and then you see if your name's there waiting for you. And if your name's not there, check again in 6 months, because we're constantly updating our database.
Those little cards.
Just check on your last name.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
Just check on your last name.
Yep.
And then.
I'm more than happy to give you a small stack of these.
Yeah.
So,
It's easy.
so 2 weeks ago, I found $19,000 for work,
For work,
for work.
for your business.
Yes.
Dang.
I think a lot of times it's like rebates for insurance where they owe you money like you,
That's one of that's one of the most common ones.
or like sometimes employers, you leave a job or whatever, they find they owe you money or you never cashed the last check or whatever if you didn't have direct deposit.
It could be a whole host of things: overpaid utility bills, BMV settlements, healthcare policies, insurance proceeds, stocks and bonds.
I will say that, I appreciated you doing this and I appreciated the recovery process that I filed, last week. The fact that the Attorney General's office doesn't cross-reference with the Secretary of State's, officer list for businesses is a bit of an issue. Right? Because I'm on my company as a registered officer for the Secretary of State. And when I filed on behalf of the company, they said, well, you're not authorized to file. And so then I said, here's proof I am. And she says, oh, well, we don't work with the Secretary of State's filings, so we're not aware of that.
Oh.
Okay, so then I had to go through hoops and get board resolutions to make sure I was, appropriate officer and stuff. So appreciate what you guys are doing. You could make it just a little bit better if the state departments work together.
Well, I can definitely take down that concern, so.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I move to
Right.
adjourn.
Or just move to adjourn.